What should one make of the shocking statement of Abdul Basit? Is this the general Pakistani mindset? Joining me on India First is Sushant Sareen. Also with me is senior journalist from Pakistan, Arzoo Kazmi. Arzoo, what's your take on terrorists targeting a military truck? And this military truck was carrying iftar food during Ramzan for locals in Punch. You agree with Abdul Basit?
No, I'm not agree with Dr. Abdul Basit. I think he just want to make a statement to be in a media or in a limelight, which he got already. And I also want to say that 2-3 years back, Indian media used to criticize Pakistan Army and Pakistan's agencies too much, and we all, including myself, we used to defend them. But now a common citizen from Pakistan on a road, they are criticizing Pakistan agencies and Pakistani army too much because of their corruptions and everything which they did wrong to the country. And now they want something from India, that some surgical strike or anything, any action against Pakistan, so they can prove themselves to the citizens of Pakistan that we are here to save Pakistan and India is our enemy. So these kind of things happening here. एक तरह से वो जो कहते हैं ना, दुकान बंद हो गई है, और उस दुकान को चलाने के लिए we need something from India, either a surgical strike or something very hard from the leadership, कोई statement or anything like that, so they can save themselves. This is what's happening right now here.
Sushant Sareen, what do you make of Abdul Basit's statement?
Gaurav, I'm not really surprised, because I think Abdul Basit exudes the ugliness which he shows on his face. His internal ugliness is also reflected in his words. And it's not just Abdul Basit. There was this other joker, Ashraf Jahangir Qazi, who's a great friend of some bow tie wearing journalist in India. He's exactly the same people. Now, these are guys who defend the concept of jihad, who actually propagate it.
And this jihad actually is radical Islamist terror and not jihad.
But their own kids are not part of it.
Yes.
So neither that clown Jahangir Qazi nor this other clown Abdul Basit will send their own kids to be part of this jihad. Their kids are, in nice fancy positions, but they will want the poor people's kids to go and fight this jihad for them. So Abdul Basit, even when he was in India, he was a non-entity. I had nothing but utter contempt for the guy. And he was always trying to be somebody who wanted to try and fit in, always trying to be too clever by half.
Yes.
But I think he's a waste of time. But I think what is important is what Arzoo Kazmi has just said. The Pakistan army has been pilloried like never before in Pakistan over the last couple of months, in fact. And what has started happening is that to recoup their image, they are desperate for some kind of a conflict. They don't want a long conflict, because as the revelations have just come out, they simply do not have the wherewithal for a long open conflict with India. Their equipment is failing. They don't have the logistic support. You don't fight wars on an empty treasury.
Yes.
But what they want is a small skirmish of sorts, so that they can then project themselves as the saviors of Pakistan. So I think Arzoo Kazmi is right on the money as far as that is concerned.
Okay.
I think we will give them that opportunity, but they will not be shown up as saviors. Probably they will be shown up as losers, and that's going
which
to
they are, which they are since 1947. In fact, I'm going to come back to you on the question of why people like Abdul Basit and Ashraf Jahangir Qazi and several others were the toast of what the Prime Minister has often described, and others of course have also described as the Lutyens Khan market cabal, this ecosystem. उनको मतलब रूई के फाय में रखते थे हमारे देश में, जो हमारे देश के खिलाफ ऐसी गालियां देते हैं. And that ecosystem perhaps should see the real side of Abdul Basit and people like Ashraf Jahangir Qazi. But Arzoo, if soldiers are legitimate target in this radical Islamist terror, एक हाफिज सईद के माइंडसेट में, हाफिज सईद हो या मसूद अजहर हो, वो तो आतंकवादी है. उनमें और अब्दुल बासित और अशरफ जहांगीर काजी जैसे लोगों में फर्क क्या है? ये तो मतलब एक ही मां के दो बेटों की तरह है.
एक अंग्रेजी बोलता है, एक उर्दू बोलता है.
अंग्रेजी भी टूटी-फूटी बोलते हैं.
I don't see much difference between them, because even if you see Imran Khan also have a same mindset. So you can say that they all think in a same line. But also Dr. Basit is nothing but you can say a puppet or a face of establishment. Even he made a video against Pakistani media and YouTubers that they are supporting Indian government and Indian people, and he also want to block all these YouTubers कि उनका काम को रोक दिया जाए, because he is not happy if anybody in Pakistan says that India is a growing economy and India is going, you cannot chase India like this, that you say that they are our enemy, all these kind of things. But Dr. Basis keep making these kind of statements, and YouTube videos, even you can check his YouTube channel. So I think that even if you say Hafiz Saeed, Masood Azhar, Imran Khan, or even Dr. Basit, or many people, even several people from the establishment and Pakistan army, they have the same Talibani mindset. That's why they behave or they talk like this.
And you know, it's actually a revelation, and you know, you're very brave, Arzoo. You're saying all this. I hope you stay safe in Pakistan with these statements. But Sushant Sareen, is this Abdul Basit's frustration since he was superseded? He didn't make it to top rung, you know, because Arzoo says he's actually the face or representative of the establishment of Pakistan, but the establishment didn't think much of him, and he said so. Matlab, they would give letters for India to our High Commissioner in Pakistan and not through him, so he could not, you know, on a bent knee reach 7, you know, Lok Kalyan Marg. He tried to come close to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that clearly didn't happen.
Gaurav, he was a mediocre man with mediocre intelligence, so I'm not surprised that, you know, he wasn't really part in the loop. But I think what Arzoo is saying is correct. Look, after his retirement, he first tried to get a career in television. Now, frankly, he knew very little about Pakistan itself. So his television career flopped. Then he started a YouTube channel. I don't think more than 300, 400 people watch whatever nonsense he dishes out on his YouTube channel. And some of those people are, you know, people like me who will want to watch it simply to see what is the kind of poison he's spewing out. But otherwise, he has no following, nothing, right? So obviously, he's a frustrated old man. He wrote a book, which is absolutely a third-rate book also. So that is where he comes from. But, you know, he will keep propagating that jihadist thing to show that he's an uber nationalist of sorts. But
an uber terrorist, you know,
he should send his own kids for jihad.
Absolutely. Let him try that, because his kids will meet the same fate as other terrorists in this country in case they come here with a weapon. लेकिन आरजू, एक और जो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण चीज है, भारत में इस समय G20 समिट की तैयारी हो रही है, अलग अलग इवेंट्स हो रहे हैं, लेह में बहुत जबरदस्त आयोजन हुआ, उसकी हम तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं, श्रीनगर में होने वाला है. इसका पाकिस्तान की जनता क्या सोचती है? मतलब गिलगिट बाल्टिस्तान की जनता, पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर की जनता, वहां से आपको क्या फीडबैक मिल रहा है? पूरे पाकिस्तान से क्या फीडबैक मिल रहा है?
आई थिंक सब लोग ही इम्प्रेस हैं. जो भी इंडिया में चल रहा है, चाहे G20 हो, एससीओ की मीटिंग्स हैं, everybody likes it. But one thing more here I like to add, Gaurav, is that I think Pakistan establishment also confused, because on one side Bajwa साहब कहते हैं that we cannot fight with India, we don't have a fuel or other things to fight more than 2 days. वो भी एक controversy चल रही थी. On the other hand, DG ISPR's press conference करते हैं और कहते हैं कि we will go and we will fight with India. So they both are confused. I don't know what actually they want. They want peace with India or they want to fight with India?
No, they want to fight with India, but they want atta from India. That is the Pakistani mindset, but I don't think that is happening. Is that your appreciation, Sushant Sareen? Does Pakistan genuinely think in 2024 there will be another surgical strike on Pakistan?
No, I think the threat of the strikes is certainly there on Pakistan, and it should remain on Pakistan because nothing works like that. But I think the statement of the ISPR chief, look, what else did you expect him to say in public? The private conversation which General Bajwa had with 25 odd or 30 odd journalists, I think was far more significant, because that was off the record. He was talking the truth, and he was apprising people in the Pakistani media of the actual state of affairs of the Pakistan army in terms of war preparedness. But I think what the DG ISPR could not have said the same thing publicly, because saying that publicly would be an admission of defeat, would be an acknowledgement of surrender. So he could not say it publicly. So he had to give the typical Punjabi badak, as I call it, this empty boast which many of these guys do. I'll take the war into your country, all that spiel which they keep giving. But everybody knows that you cannot, Gaurav, fight a war on an empty treasury.
Yes.
And certainly if you are a person with 2 stars, as the DG ISPR is, he would know that. Otherwise, he probably doesn't even deserve a pip on his shoulder if he doesn't know this much. So I think that is the reality as far as the state of preparedness is concerned. Of course, that does not mean that we should, be complacent. That does not mean Pakistan is not going to export terrorism into India and try and keep the fires of terrorism burning. Perhaps keep it on a lower flame, not
Like
let
in
it boil
Poonch.
over, but they will keep it going. And
Absolutely.
what happened in Poonch was a part of that.
Absolutely, and we'll track this very, very closely. I've run out of time on this part of the show. Arzoo Kazmi, as always, many thanks for joining me. Sushant Sareen, thank you very much. Arzoo, stay safe in Pakistan.